like I know, we didn't expect to be able to see the things that we have seen. So I'm like, okay, I got an opportunity to see the world, and the NBA is not going anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
So I called Jimmy Collins, and I'm like, Coach, this deal just came in from Spain, waiting on, they're working on the deal with Dallas. What should I do? He says, well, Big Slim, I'm going to tell you this. He was like, it's not what you do or where you play. It's what can you do at the end of your career. And I say, what? He says, you want to be able to do what it is that you want to do and not what you have to do because you don't have the finances. He said, so is it a good contract? I said, yeah. He said, so you're going to get a good contract from the Mavericks as well. He says, what do they do over there that's different? I was like, well, my agent told me they pay for everything, so I don't have to get a house. I don't have to get a car. And I was like, and he also told me that, they pay for the taxes and all of these things. He's like, so you could quite possibly make more money because they're going to take taxes out here. I said, yeah. He said, so then what you think? I say, well, you know what? This actually sounds like a pretty good deal then.
Wow.
So I took that deal. I went to Spain. Now, in my mindset, my thought process is I'll go over for a year, see, just, again, for that experience, and then come back to Dallas the next year because when I decided, at that time they held on to your rights for 5 years. So when I went over, I said, okay, you know what, I'll go over for a year, see how I like it, see, learn some things, see some things, and then I'll go back to the league next year. So I was a rookie of the year my first year. I averaged, I think it was like 18, 19 points a game. Thank you. And in Spain, they don't bring rookies over. That's just not what they do. They always brought more mature players. So I ended up going over there as a rookie. Had a great season. Made it to the All-Star game. And when I came home, I was all determined, again, to do the deal with Dallas. The NBA goes on strike in 1995. So I said, okay, I go back. I said, I'll go back. I'll play another year, and I'll come back. But I went over. I ended up meeting my wife. I ended up falling in love with being in Spain, and that was it. Never really looked at coming back after that. And, going even further, going into the next year, I was about to buy a house in Spain. So the plan was to not come back, to be honest. But my mom put the guilt trip on me. And then I came home, and then, I came back to the city, and then she moved to Arizona anyway. So.
Oh, wow.
So that was that, man. And, 14 years, brother. I can't complain. Had a real good career.
Yeah, a couple championships. Congratulations to that.
Thank you.
Here we are, man. Some watch from the village and back. Yeah, exactly, man. That's an awesome title. And man, it was a pleasure talking to you. And as I always do, at the end of the show, I ask people for Supreme Court. It's my version of Mount Rushmore. I think Mount Rushmore is too few people, even though 9 isn't a lot, but it's easier to come up with 9 than it is to say, hey, these are the 4 people in basketball that I think shape the game. I always do Supreme Court, which is 9 people. Who would you put on your Supreme Court of basketball?
Wow. Okay. Well, I got to go a little bit further back than some because I think this dude was, and when I look at players, I try to look at and see what they would have been like, not just at their times, but what they would have been like today. And that's why I try to compare to. So my Supreme Court, one is Pete Maravich. Pete Maravich is the only player at his time to average what he did in college and then to come to the NBA and light it up. Oscar Robertson is another, and then I got to go. Oh yeah, then I got to go with some bigs because Kareem was as you know, all-time leading scorer in the NBA. You don't get there by being soft, not being good. But you got to go with Kareem. Then you go Magic and Bird. Then you got to go, of course, with the man that changed basketball into what it is today. Jordan is probably the man. Even the next guy I'm going to say that wears number 23 still pays homage to Michael, even though he is probably going to smash every record that he does. LeBron James is his man. He's putting the NBA on another level. Got to go with Kobe. Kobe is, even though I wasn't a big Kobe fan, I don't have a problem saying it, but I respect. We talked about that dog. We talked about that grit.
Yeah.
Gotta, so I gotta give it up to him because that's what that dude was. And then you got the Diesel, man. Big Shaq, Shaq is Shaq. Shaq is Shaq. And then, of course, there are other guys, that did not really reach their full potential because of injury. Penny Hardaway.
Okay.
Tracy McGrady. Grant Hill. So there's a bunch of other guys that I could go through, but that first group of people, that would be my Mount Rushmore. And I know some people won't agree with that, but that's my opinion.
Hey, man, that's all that counts at this point. Hey, Deon, I'm going to ask you one more question. Who's the best? It's a two-part question. Who's the best player you ever played against, and who's the best player you ever seen live? Okay,
first of all, I left off one guy. I got to put Scottie Pippen in that first group as well.
Whoa.
I got to put Pippen in that first group because, you got to think even when Mike left, Pip still did his thing. The rest of the team, he just didn't come along with him. Pip is, we talking about two-end players. He was the point forward, when there was no such thing as a point forward. Now LeBron is a point forward. The best player I've ever played against. Wow, that's actually tough because I played against some dogs, man. And over 14 years, not just dogs here, I played against some dogs over there, and it's just oof.
Just listen to somebody to look up.
Huh?
Give them somebody to look up.
Give them somebody to look up. All right, I'm going to give you somebody to look up. Deon Bodiroga was his name. Deon Bodiroga is from Serbia, if I'm not mistaken. 6'8", 6'9", had about 2 moves, and could stroke the ball from anywhere on the basketball court. I think he led the European League in scoring I don't know how many times. They wanted him to come to the NBA so bad. He said, why would I do that when I'm already making a shitload of money?
Wow.
And winning championships. Deon Bodiroga, one of the best players I've ever seen on the court, and I did not like him. First day we played against each other, he gave me 35. Now, I had 30, but he had 35, and they won. So I took that one personal.
My man.
The best player, I took that one personal. The best player I've ever played against here, you of course, I played against Mike, so, got to go with the greatest.
Oh. How was that?
But you got to go with the greatest. Man, in all. And, in all. You sit around and you look at this dude and you just, like I said, you're in awe. One, because that's, I'm sitting here, I'm on the court with a dude that I've watched on TV since I was in college. No, since I was in high school. I'm sorry. Since I was in high school.
Mike came around. We were high school.
Yeah. So, you're in awe. Of course, you're going at him, but I'm not as great a basketball player as I was, not even close. Wow. Not even remotely in the same universe. That's how special that dude was.
Dejon, just looking them up, I'm going to post them on the page that I have at the end of the bench on Facebook and show people and put a caption on there. and let people know, check this guy out. He's the man. And I'm going to wrap up now, and I'm going to thank you. First and foremost, thank you for your time. It was a wonderful time talking to you, reminiscing, going through the, walking down memory lane. It was an excellent situation, man. I really enjoyed it. And I want to thank everybody who listens to the show. I want to thank the people in Fiji, Australia, in the Philippines, Korea, China, Russia, France, the United Kingdom, Norway, people in Canada. The people who contact me on social media is Phyllis in Virginia. My main man, Chris, the guy, he's in Guyana, Africa. His name is Mars Noel. The guys in the United Kingdom, their rap crew called Manchester United. Joe in Houston, James in California, Berkeley, California, James in Lincoln Park. I also want to Nas in Atlanta, Chris in Atlanta, Dean, as always. My man Juice, he does a whole lot of promotion for me. Without him, actually, Juice helped inspire me to do the show. We were sitting in the barbershop one day, and he told me, you should do this. So, Juice, we wouldn't even be having this conversation without my main man, Juice. And anybody who I forgot, I apologize. And as I do every week, I want to send a shout-out and a rest in peace to Reggie O'Shea, a.k.a. Combat Jack. He also helped inspire me to do the show. He's one of the first brothers that created a podcast, and he made podcasting possible and popular. So I always give a big shout-out to him, and I always say what he said at the end of each of his shows, which is dream your dreams and man up and woman up and live those dreams, because life without dreams flows in black and white, and life with dreams flows in technicolor and surround sound. I'd like to thank you again, Deon, and I'll be talking to you soon, because I do want to work with you and with the community outreach situation. And me, Coach Thorpe, and other coaches in the city, we are going to breathe life right back into the Chicago basketball situation and potentially provide opportunities for our young people in the city who are struggling and need financially challenged. I don't like to use the word impoverished.
I like financially challenged. That works.
Yeah, financially challenged. And
I'm with you, brother. Trust me, I appreciate it.
We have to do it. It's up to us, and we'll figure out a way to do it. So, as I always say, 2 fingers, 1 word, and